The Hauntings of Bramham Park, Ghostly Tales from a Yorkshire Estate. Bramham Park, a grand 18th century estate in Yorkshire, is known for its formal gardens, intricate architecture, and rich history. Built in the early 1700s, this stately home has seen generations of nobility, wartime dramas, and countless celebrations. But behind its stately facade lies a reputation for eerie happenings and restless spirits that seem to linger in its corridors and vast gardens. One of the most enduring legends of Bramham Park is the apparition of a woman often seen wandering the formal gardens in the early morning or at dusk, known as the Lady of the Gardens. She is described as wearing a white flowing dress, her face obscured by a veil. Witnesses often report seeing her near the estate's iconic water features or strolling along the meticulously designed paths before she vanishes into thin air. According to local law, the Lady of the Gardens is thought to be the spirit of a former resident who experienced a tragic romance. She is said to have fallen deeply in love with a young man from a nearby village, but their relationship was forbidden due to their different social statuses. Heartbroken and never able to marry her true love, she spent her days walking the gardens, lost in sorrow. Now, centuries later, visitors and staff occasionally catch glimpses of her figure wandering those same paths. One evening, a gardener reported seeing the figure from a distance. He approached to see if she was a visitor in need of help, but as he neared, she simply disappeared. Startled, he searched the area, only to find no trace of her presence. Inside Bramham Park, the music room is renowned for its opulent design and grand piano. However, it's known for mysterious sounds and sightings. On quiet nights, staff members and even guests have reported hearing faint piano music coming from the room, despite the piano being untouched. Those who enter the room to investigate find no one inside, and the music stops abruptly, leaving an unsettling silence. There's a chilling tale associated with the room as well. It's said that a young woman from the family once practiced in the music room obsessively, preparing for an important performance that never happened. Stories suggest she fell gravely ill shortly before the event and passed away in the very room where she had rehearsed for hours on end. Now her spirit is believed to linger there, replaying those haunted melodies on the piano she loved. During one evening tour, a visitor reported hearing the soft strains of a melancholic tune as they passed by the music room. When they entered, the room was still, the piano cover firmly closed, and no explanation could be found. Bramham Park is a labyrinth of hallways, rooms, and hidden passageways, and many who have wandered these halls alone report an uncanny feeling of being watched. Some even claim to see fleeting shadows at the edge of their vision or hear the soft shuffling of footsteps that vanish as soon as they turn around. A former night guard recalled patrolling the corridors late one evening when he felt a sudden drop in temperature. Turning around, he caught a sight of a dark figure at the end of the hallway, a tall, shadowy silhouette that seemed to be watching him. Startled, he called out, but the figure faded. He faded away before his eyes. The guard was so unsettled by the experience that he refused to patrol that area alone from that night onward. One of the more dramatic apparitions linked to Bramham Park is that of a ghostly horseman, often seen on misty mornings or stormy nights. According to legend, this figure is the spirit of a soldier who once rode through the estate during a turbulent period in English history. Some say he was a messenger or a soldier involved in a secretive affair at the time, though records about his life and fate are unclear. A visitor camping nearby reported seeing a lone rider galloping along the edge of the estate one early morning. As he watched, the rider seemed to fade into the mist, leaving no trace. Others who have caught glimpses of this spectral horseman describe the sound of hooves on the ground echoing through the quiet morning air before disappearing altogether. While Bramham Park is celebrated for its beauty and history, it's clear that these ghostly tales have woven an aura of mystery around this Yorkshire estate. From the Lady of the Gardens to the ghostly piano music and the eerie presence in the halls, Bramham Park remains a place where the past lingers, Those who visit find themselves immersed in its rich heritage and perhaps come a little closer to the spirits of those who once called it home. Whether the stories are folklore or true hauntings, one thing is certain: Bramham Park holds its secrets close, inviting only the most curious to uncover its mysteries.